Okay, everybody, so let's talk about this idea of being the witness, the observer of the experiences that happen in your life. So yesterday I was talking about outside and the tree that had turned, its leaves had turned red. And we talked about that the tree, it doesn't mean anything to the tree whether its leaves are turning and then falling, or if it's budding out, or if it has green leaves. These are all just things that are observed. It still knows itself to be a tree, its true nature. That doesn't change. But we as humans have this tendency to get caught up in and believe in and give our attention to a self-image that we develop as we grow through infancy. As we start to hear a certain name, David, the baby starts connecting that every time that sound is made, and there's these two big people, their parents above us, starts connecting, oh, they're talking about me. That's somehow identifying. So the infant starts identifying with the name, and then through experiences of pain and pleasure, starts then holding on to thoughts and beliefs of this is what gives me pleasure, this is what gives me pain, this is what that means to me, this is what this means to me. And that is the development of the personality or the ego or your self-image. All those in our conversations mean the same thing. And so it's this self-image, who we think we are, who we believe ourselves to be, that causes the issues. Because we have forgotten that we are not that self-image, that character. It's literally a character in a play. And we just believe ourselves to be this character now instead of our true nature, which is free from attachment. It's free from labeling. It's free from judging. And the biggest thing that you, as your self-image, judges is yourself. So self-judgment, yeah? So if we don't like something with our body, it's only based on a belief of, well, we want our body to be this way so that we can feel this way about ourselves, about our self-image. So if our bodies are toned and firm and blemish-free and youthful, all the stuff that everybody thinks about, which is absolute nonsense, by the way. It's absolute nonsense. But those are the things that we think about. And when the body isn't reflecting that, then there's a sense of loss of I'm not whole or complete based on this idea of, being youthful and wonderful and everybody desires me or whatever else it is. It's just complete nonsense. And yet it's those thoughts, those beliefs that we're holding as our self-image that are causing the pain and suffering. So if you give your power to an image, a self-image, thinking that somehow that self-image is going to create a sense of happiness, it will not. It cannot. It doesn't have the ability to do that. You already are your true nature. One of the, as my master says, one of the fragrances of your true nature is joy and happiness and peace and well-being. Just like if we take a flower and we say the blossom of the flower is its true nature, but there's a smell, a fragrance that comes from that blossom. It's the same thing with joy and health and well-being and happiness and a sense of, we could say, fulfillment. All of those are the fragrances of what you actually are, your divine true nature. So think of it this way, a lovely fire, right? And this gives a sense, doesn't it, of winter, and being around a fire gives a sense of warmth and comfort and safety and security. But where did all that come from? Because it's just a fire. And In fact, if we only see it for what it is, we would say there's wood and there's that fire is consuming that wood. That's all that it is. It just is only that. And we can say there's heat that's being given off from it, and that heat creates a sense of warmth on the body. However, the same exact fire, if we get too close to it, will burn, right? And if the fire spilled out onto the floor, things would catch on fire and then it would burn the house down. Yeah? So, in reality, the fire is just the fire. Depending on where it is, it can be incredibly destructive, or it can be used correctly to give a sense of warmth, to heat the air, to keep the house warm. You could actually cook on it if we wanted to cook on it. It provides light, not a lot, but it provides enough light, and it can be a sense of protection. But the feeling of the warmth and the safety and the security, and a feeling of maybe like the holiday season, right? Winter and Christmas and New Year's and even Thanksgiving. Those are all just concepts that the self-image is holding based on things that it's experienced in the past. Being around a campfire and being around loved ones and making s'mores and things like that, right? They're just ideas based on a memory of something that happened or occurred or an experience. But the fire itself does not have the ability to do that. The fire is just the fire. So where is that coming from? It's only coming from those beliefs, that self-image that says, oh, I love a fire. Now, to give you an example, I don't think my mom would mind me sharing this with you. So my mom has, in a sense, we'll say a love-hate relationship with fire, because she enjoys a fire as long as it's contained, but when she was a child, she was in a house fire. And so there is also a deep sense of make sure it stays in there and it doesn't come out of there, and make sure it stays in there, and no one leaves the fire unattended. She's very, very firm about that, yeah? So she has, again, these two different dualities of experience with fire. One of the warmth and the wonder of it and the loveliness of it and the holiday feel, and then the other of that could get completely out of control and endanger lives. Both of them are belief systems based on an experience or different experiences that she's had. And this is what we do on a moment-by-moment basis. When in fact, if you just witness something for what it is, this is when we say, it just is what it is. Anything else that you're feeling based on the actual experience of that it is what it is only coming from your belief system, your self-image, who you believe yourself to be based on the experiences of your life. And it just ain't true. Now, I'm not saying that what you experienced in your life is not true. It did. It happened. That's a fact. However, if you separate the emotional attachment to the experience, then it's just the experience. And when you can start letting go of your beliefs of the way something has to be for you to feel good, or the way something should not be so that you can feel good, if you can just let those shoulda, woulda, couldas go, then you can just, there's a deep sense of freedom that comes with this, because then you can say, it is what it is. You're not looking for something to make you feel complete. You're not looking to something to make you feel whole. You're not looking for something to make you feel warm and safe and secure, right? You're not going to look to a relationship now to make you feel complete and loved, because the relationship cannot give you that. It doesn't have the ability. The reason you feel safe and secure is based on what you feel you're getting from the relationship. And that is then being converted into an idea of, and so when I get that from the relationship, or from the amount of money that I make, or from the food that I have, that my refrigerator's full, or from the house that I have, you're giving that, in a sense, the power over you, and saying, as long as you give this to me, I feel safe and secure. But what happens when the relationship, the house, the lack of food in the refrigerator, or you lose your financial source of income? What happens when all that changes? Then all of a sudden you feel like you don't have a sense of completeness or wholeness or happiness, or you don't feel loved. But the situation never had the ability to do that. Can you grasp that? Because this is big, guys. This is really big. It's only what you projected onto it, saying, I'm giving you the power to make me happy, and as long as you do this, I feel happy. But as soon as it stops doing that, as soon as your brand new car isn't brand new anymore, and you're like, yeah, I liked it when I first had it, but now it costs me this much money every month, and when it breaks down, it costs me so much more money because it's a luxury car or an expensive car, right? Then you start almost resenting the car when it breaks down because, oh, there's another $1,000, there's $1,500, there's $2,000. Do you understand that it's just you're projecting onto that something? And that something has no ability to make you feel good or bad. It is just you that feels like you're driving a sense of it, but it's only out of your beliefs. So being the witness means that you're able to, in a sense, just be fully present as you are, and recognizing the completeness and the wholeness already that you are as your true nature, and the joy and the happiness that comes from that as its fragrance. And then you never have to look for anything else in your outside experience to make you feel good. Oh, let's go do this because it's going to be really fun. Let's go do that because it's going to make me feel safe and secure. They don't really have that ability. Again, you're just projecting onto it. When you can truly start to see this, then things in your life get so much simpler, and so much a deeper sense of peace and joy it seems to come into your life, but it's not really coming into your life. It's actually being expressed now from who you actually are. So take that, grab onto that, and start looking within yourself and finding it within yourself. So we always say, don't look outside of yourself. Don't go out, but go within. And that's what we're talking about. All right? Doesn't mean you can't enjoy a fire, but just enjoy the fire for what it is. It's cold out. I made a fire to share it with you, right? And at the same time, I'm enjoying the sense of warmth. But if the sense of warmth went away, I wouldn't blame the fire. I can't blame the fire for burning, and I can't blame the fire for going out, right? So just enjoy things as they are without giving them any more credit or taking any credit away from them. All right, so that was big, believe it or not, for you guys. And listen, I want you, if you're willing to, I want you to start letting me know about the things that you're starting to maybe understand, or let me know that you're not understanding this. And we can always have a private conversation outside of this. And the way we can do that is you can either private message me through Facebook, or you can go to our website, holistichealth-fitness.com, and go right to the contact page, and you'll see there that you can either send me an email or you can actually call me on the phone, and I'll be the one answering the phone. And we can have a conversation about that, okay? So until I see you, I want you guys to really take good care and remember something. I love your guts. Take care.